Melanie, and today I'm going to do a sewing tag video. I've never done a tag video before, and so I thought this would be fun, give you a little bit more information on my sewing background, and then you can always feel free to ask more questions below. But I'm just going to sort of like jump in just so we can get to all of these questions. I have them on my phone here. How old were you when you first started sewing? I learned when I was 22. My husband had just joined the Army, and so he was gone a lot, and I knew we were going to be moving soon, so I took a class at Joann's, and I decided that I wanted to learn how, so that's what I did. What was your first sewing machine? This is actually my first sewing machine. It's a Viking Emerald 116. My mom had a machine that I sort of messed around with when I was deciding whether or not it was something I wanted to invest money into, and before I took the class. And so once I finished the class, we used this machine in the class, and so since I knew how to use it, I bought this machine at a Sewing and Back store. So this technically is my first and only machine. Actually, that's not true, I have a serger. What was your first project? So I messed around with some stuff with my mom's machine and did a few things. And then my first project probably was when I took the Joann's class. We did one of those envelope pillow enclosures and a bag, like a quilted little tote bag. So those are probably my first two projects. Let's see. What was your hardest project? I'm in the midst of my hardest project. My California king size quilt that I'm making for my bed is definitely the hardest. Just not only dealing with the size of it, and I'm following a pattern, but I have to adjust the pattern because the pattern isn't made for a California king. So I've been doing a lot of quilt math and calculating yardage and all of that. So I am currently making my hardest project. The next question is, what store do you buy most of your sewing supplies from? Well, we don't have a Joann's here, so I go to either Walmart, they have like a sewing section, or locally at Ben Franklin Crafts. Locally, if I need just like something random. Otherwise, I shop at fabric.com for a lot of things, mostly fabric. But then thread and other things, sometimes Joann's will have a sale online, but Joann's shipping takes forever to get here. So I kind of do a myriad of different shopping stores. Let's see. What is one sewing related item you collect? Probably fabric. I think I don't collect like scissors or pins or anything like that, so I think I would say fabric. What are your favorite sewing items? Fabric. I love fabric. It's relaxing to me to just like sit and fabric shop and kind of just look at everything, what's new that's coming out, what's on sale, things like that. So that's kind of fun. But I love, you know, all the different like gadgets and rulers and the things that make your life a lot easier when you're trying to sew. I like all those things too. What's your favorite sewing YouTuber? Let's see, I really like the Missouri Star Quilt Company YouTube. They have some really good tutorials and things on there. I think that'd be my favorite. Would you rather get a bucket full of fabric or a sewing machine? Well, it depends on what kind of fabric it is and what kind of sewing machine it is. I only have one sewing machine. This is my only sewing machine. I have a serger, which I do use occasionally. But it'd be kind of nice to have another sewing machine with some different functionality, a larger throat and some different kind of more technical. This is like a really base model, so something like that would be really awesome. They're kind of like two totally different things, so that's a hard question. If you could meet any one seamstress in the world, who would it be? Seamstress, I don't know. Probably like a Project Runway type of person, or I don't know. My son is singing in his bed upstairs for his quiet time. I'm not sure. That's a hard question. I don't know. And then the last question is, does sewing run in your family? Yes, sewing does run in my family. My mom sews. She currently sews, and she sewed when I was a kid. She made a lot of my Halloween costumes, and so she didn't really make us clothes or anything like that, but she did some sewing on Halloween for sure. And then my grandma sews as well. She doesn't really sew anymore, but she made a lot of my mom's clothes. My mom was little. My aunt sews. So this sort of fabric creativity, patterns and things like that definitely does run in my family. So I guess that's it. It was a really quick video, sewing tag. If you want to do a sewing tag, do a video response below, and I'll link below to some of the other channels that I saw these tags on. They're kind of a fun way to get to know some of your other sewing, YouTube inspirations, or, how would you answer these questions. So anyway, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.